What it is, what it ain't, what it's gonna be, what's happening. We gotta be quiet because Josiah back there asleep and we need a break. Parents can attest to this.
Yeah, but we ain't gotta be quiet because that boy will sleep through anything. Y'all look at that.
The buddy
knocked out. Knocked out. So.
Well.
So we wanted to catch you guys up. We know we've been MIA. We've been going through a lot with this house process. I hope I don't look crazy. I feel like I look darker, but anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with the video. So you want to tell them, or you want me to tell them?
You tell them. You say I be talking low anyway.
This is supposed to be a joint effort.
I'll fill in as you go.
So basically, today is September 4th, and I don't even know the last time we vlogged, but I don't even know where to start. So in the beginning, I don't know if you guys know or not, but in the beginning, last year I think it was, we went ahead, well actually you do know because we filmed it and we vlogged it, but we went ahead and called ourselves purchasing a house. And I don't even think it was
bootleg edition.
I don't even think it was 2 weeks later. Basically our loan fell through because
we weren't ready.
We just weren't ready.
Things was in shambles. It was a mess.
Yeah, we weren't ready. So the camera cut off. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so about a year ago, we caught ourselves purchasing a home.
Completely unprepared.
We were unprepared. We didn't realize what we needed, what we needed to be in order to get the house. So that fell through. So basically what's going on now is we were approved. We were pre-approved for our house. We were approved. There were some things on our credit that we needed to clean up. Okay, backstory. Jawan filed chapter 13 bankruptcy.
So basically, if you're trying to get a house or whatever, you file a chapter 13, you can't have no late payments for 12 months, and everything pretty much got to be to the T. Credit got to be on point, all that.
And don't you have to be discharged?
No.
Oh.
You don't have to be discharged in a 13, but it helps. And you can only get a FHA loan if you are not discharged. Even if you discharge, you still can only get FHA for the first year. After that, you can get USDA and all that extra good stuff.
Right. So we're still within the first year that he's been discharged. We went ahead and paid.
3 months left.
We went ahead and paid his bankruptcy off, and he's officially discharged. So all that was good. And according to our loan officer, everything was good to go. We had a bill. He told us to pay it off. We went ahead and just paid it off, and that was it. And so for about because the whole house, building the house process is 6 months total. So about 4 months straight, we thought we were in the clear. We were coasting. Like there was no issues. Like the first time we tried to get a house, like when I say it was constantly like always something. So we just knew it wasn't our time. This time we knew it was our time. We were confident, or we are confident, because I mean, it was no issues whatsoever. He said you gotta have this certain amount in the bank. We had that certain amount in the bank, and you know, he was like, you're pre-approved. And even when we went to the design center, we upped the price of our house maybe about $40,000, and we were like, is this okay? Are we going to still get approved? And he was like, yeah, y'all good. Every $1,000 is like an extra $7 to $10 on your mortgage, so you're fine, you know. And so we thought we were good. And basically what you do is you get a pre-approval. With your pre-approval, your lender is supposed to go through your credit and see what needs to be paid, and you know, whether or not you can be approved based on your credit history. Well, he told us we were fine. Well,
we weren't.
We got to about the 4th month in the process. Mind you, our house is barely finished, pretty much. And he says to us, I got to put you through final underwriting. We were like, okay, cool. So he puts us through final underwriting or whatever. And he was like, there's no conditions. So is it called conditions?
Conditions or contingencies? Because the first loan officer was going to go through was like, we had to pay her car off. So we started paying that off. No problem, still saving. Right. So he was like, well, y'all don't got to do nothing. I was like, what? This loan officer said we didn't have to do anything. So we kept saying, so you sure we don't have to pay my car off? He was like, no, you good. Y'all don't need to do anything. Like, you good to go. No contingencies whatsoever. He said the only thing I do see is there's a late payment, but it's due to fall off in October. Right. He said we can probably try to do something in October. So he said, worst case scenario, you won't be able to close until October unless you can get this late payment off of your credit. So I was like, cool, because we knew our closing date was somewhere in September. So I was like, what is October? You know what I mean? So I was like, cool, whatever. And so Jawan started calling all these credit people, trying to get them to get this late payment removed, because when you're in a bankruptcy or just coming out of a bankruptcy, you cannot have any lates within 12 months when getting an FHA loan. So Jawan had a late, I think it was a 30 day, 60 day, 90 day, I don't know, a 90 day late on one account. And so he told us, so we were trying to get it off. So we hired all these people. We hired two or three different people that I knew that said they can get it off, and they was very optimistic that it can be done, but nonetheless it didn't get done. No, it didn't get done. So we paid all these people whatever, and it didn't happen. So basically what happened from there is we were like, okay, we'll just wait till October. Well, we get to August, a month before closing, and we called a loan officer and was like, okay, well, we tried and this is what it is, and we just gonna have to wait till October. And he said, well, they put your loan on hold. However, I looked at it and your late charge is not due to fall off until January. From October to January. So he went from October to January. So he said we can close on January 15th if it's not removed. Excuse me, so what? Okay, interesting. So he should have told us this when he told us about the Verizon thing. He should have told us this from the beginning when we got our pre-approval. It should have been noticed then, because then we would have waited until January to build our house. No, but like April or May, because it would have been ready. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we would have waited a little while longer so that it would have been ready in January. Or just jumped on top of it then instead of crunching it at the end to try to get it removed. Exactly. So nevertheless, like, it's frustrating. Very. It's disheartening. It's discouraging. All of these things, because I feel like, number one, I don't even know how he's getting away with this, because I really feel some type of way. I wish it was something we could do, because our house is done. It's done. It's just sitting there waiting. It's just waiting. Supposed to close yesterday. And so, but on the bright side of things, we know God is in the midst, because like we said, it was smooth sailing from the get-go. There were other things that occurred that kind of was like signs to let us know that this was our house. For instance, God gave me a vision before our house was even thought of or built
over there, and he gave me a vision and told me to go pray in front of this house. Well, we went and prayed in front of this house, and the house actually sits right behind our house. Literally. Mind you, that lot that our house is on
wasn't even a lot. So it's almost like God created that lot for us. It wasn't a lot, and once it became a lot, it wasn't even our building.
It was another builder's lot. Our builder bought that lot
at the last minute. He was like, because we were trying to get a house, and he was like, we don't have any more lots left until the new section.
But we got this. But there's one lot on that corner over there that belongs to the other builder. I can see if we can try to buy it. And they got denied the first time, and then the second time they were able to buy the lot.
And he called us and
said, we got a lot for you. And it was a lot directly behind the house that God told me to go pray in front of. Now, I'm telling y'all, if that won't confirmation, I don't know what else is. Then this is the kicker right here. Our realtor was like, before y'all just give up, I want y'all to try my credit lady. She's an attorney. She was like, and she specializes in this. And so we were like, okay, you know, what do we have to lose? So
I was ready to pay whatever.
Jawan calls the lady, and he's talking to her. He's telling her the situation or whatever. And she was like spitting out knowledge to him and was like, don't worry about it. I can get this, you know, I can get this straight for you, whatever. And Jawan was like, okay, just tell him what you said.
She talking all this good stuff. We having good conversation. She dropping gems on me that I ain't even know. Like, she told me it's more than 3 credit bureaus. She said it's over like 20 or something to that effect. And then she was like, the way that it was being disputed, it wasn't being disputed right. Because basically, you have to dispute things with certain codes, not just letters of intentions or just letters that's written up saying, hey, can you do this? I'm just disputing this. Basic generic stuff that all creditors do these days, or help companies or whatever, credit repair companies. So she was like, no. So she was just dropping all type of gems on me, and I was surprised. So we having great conversation, we laughing, we talking.
Mind you, she's an attorney.
Don't know me from Eve. So we talking, I'm like, all right, this all sounds good and dandy.
Hold on, before you tell them. I'm sorry, I just thought about something. Mind you, Juwan was like, well, it's one more person I can try. And I was like, no, God don't want us to put out no more money towards this whole process. I was like, I'm telling you, God don't want us to put out no more money. No, did I say that about her? Okay.
Before we even.
Yeah, it was before her. So I was like, God don't. I was like, no.
I would see if I can pay the company to just take it.
Oh, that's what it was. He was gonna do a pay. What is it called?
Goodwill and thing. Just be like, is this something we can agree on that I pay and y'all take it out? Which probably is far fetched anyway, but.
Yeah, he was gonna try to pay the creditor to remove it off of his credit. That's what it was. And I was like, no, don't do that. I said, God don't want us to put out no more money. And then, okay, so tell him.
So then I was talking to her, and she sounding good and everything, telling me what I want to hear, sounding positive. She was like, we should be able to get this off with no more than 30 days. She was like 30 days pushing it, but she was like, at the latest, that's always the standard for disputes. I was like, well, all right, we ain't got nothing to lose. We can wait another month and a half. I just want it off. I want to keep our house. So I was like, oh, you talking all good and stuff, and I know you're an attorney. Let's talk about this dollar amount, these mathematics. And she started laughing. And I was like, I know you're expensive, so how much you gonna hit me for? This lady said, I'm not gonna even charge you. I'm gonna just do it off the strength. What? You don't even know me. You just gonna do something just off the strength because of the sense of urgency?
That's another confirmation. Like, God puts people in your pathway to bring his, what am I trying to say? He puts people in your pathway
to bring something that he already has planned to life or to fruition.
To fruition, right?
Destiny to pass.
Right, to bring it to pass, and that's exactly who she is. She is God sent, like, no doubt about it. She's an attorney. She does this for, like, this is her thing. This is what she specializes in. She's an expertise in this. And she didn't charge us? Like,
Not a
what?
penny.
You don't know us from a can of paint. And it was placed on your heart not to charge us. Y'all, you cannot tell me that God is not real. You cannot tell me that God is not in this process. So that right there, for me, was enough to confirm that, besides, you know, everything else, like just even walking in our house, I can feel it in my bones that that is our house. But so she sent a letter like normal people do or whatever, but then like a week and a half after I first talked to her, I get an email from her assistant talking about she got a phone call meeting with the legal counsel of the creditor. What? I was like, so she's about her business.
So she done had a meeting with them and they agreed to remove the lates at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So that was on August 26th. Now, our closing date was September 3rd. It never got moved because we were praying that everything would be, you know, taken care of by September 3rd. However, we are still waiting. We're still waiting.
Which is the hard part.
That's the hardest part. We're waiting because basically what she did was she met with the creditor's attorneys and they agreed.
How do you even do that?
Like when I say God put her in our path. So they agreed to remove the lates based off of good faith. They sent a letter to the credit bureau on August 26th. She sent a follow-up letter to the credit bureau as well. And now we're just waiting for them to receive it, process it, remove it off of his credit. We already know that the work is done, so we are grateful for that. However, the only thing that is like bothering me is our realtor told us that, number one, our builder will not hold our house
till January.
That's not gonna happen because they want it off their books by the end of December because of tax purposes. So they're not gonna hold it that long. And she submitted a request to extend our closing, and they still have not yet responded. So that's why I'm on edge. We really don't know how long this process is going to take for them to receive the letter, take you know, do the process or whatever. We don't know. Normally or generally it takes about 30 to 45 days for this process to be complete. But we are praying that it'll happen sooner than that. One, because the kids start school, and as y'all probably know already, all the schools are going to be virtual, and I'm big on having the kids having their own space. And you know, in my mom's house, it's just they're going to get their own space, but it's not going to be secluded the way that I would like for them to, you know, be. So I really wanted it would have been perfect if we could have closed yesterday. Yesterday was a really, 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 really hard day for Juwan and I both. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was hard, y'all. My faith was so tested yesterday. Y'all, ooh, it was hard. But we just went to see the house again. It's absolutely beautiful and we're so grateful. We know that it's ours, and when I saw it, I'm not lying, y'all, a whole calmness and peacefulness came over me. So I know it's ours. Right now we're just playing the waiting game, and we just gotta trust God. I mean, that's what it boils down to. We really have to trust God. And the poor kids, you know, they're so anxious and asking every single day, and we're just like, you know, we're just waiting on some paperwork, like we're waiting on some paperwork. But we know it's gonna happen, and when it happens, it's gonna be in God's time, and it's gonna make sense as to why we had to wait. It's all gonna make sense at the end of the day. I already know, because our first denial, it made sense. When we look back at it, we weren't ready. We were not ready, and God was not about to put us in a situation or position where we would be going backwards. So we're grateful for that. I know he didn't bring us this far to where we actually built the home from ground up. I designed this home.
Cause that's what she do.
From ground up to it being completely finished.
And
I know he didn't bring us this far for him to leave us. I already know. So we are just prayerfully, when I say it's been blood, sweat, tears, fasting, praying nonstop, like it's just, whew, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But I know he didn't bring us this far to leave us. So that's where we are in this process. It is now September 5th.
4th.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yesterday was the 3rd. So today is September 4th. So we will keep you guys posted. But we just kind of wanted to just jump in, tell you guys where we've been, what we've been going through, why we haven't been vlogging like that. It's just, this is a lot.
And as you can see, I done grew a beard since we vlogged last time. She hated it, but she gonna have to learn to love it because it ain't going nowhere. Y'all see it.
Anyway.
I love it. Just gotta shave my head. But it's gonna work out. I gotta keep instilling in her and boosting her faith up because she falls down a lot.
A lot? I just started falling down yesterday, the day of closing. That was my weakest moment.
Well, probably the weakest, but it's been hard on us leading up to it.
I mean, it's been hard, but don't try to
waiting.
Put it on me. It's been on both of us. Don't do that.
And y'all gotta make sure, y'all got to stay on top of y'all credit and everything and set yourself up for future
learn from us
endeavors, because if I would have known what I know now, like years ago, I would have made a lot of mistakes, especially with paying stuff
on time
late and just thinking I can just maneuver this, that, and the third and get something done. Don't do that. Just pay your stuff, set yourself up for the goals you got for future endeavors, and just work towards
pay your
it.
stuff.
Because if it weren't for me, we would have been in the house yesterday. But because of my negligence, we being delayed and she being penalized because of my stupidity. So, I mean, learning experiences, we going to get into the house soon.
It's our house. It's definitely our house. And like I said, when I just went over there, it was just like a peace came over me, and I'm just like, it's going to be okay. Like, it's just something just kept saying, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. So, yeah, I guess the next video, when you guys see us, we'll be in the house. So,
we should do one before then. These people miss us, man. So,
yeah, that's all we wanted to tell you guys. And we'll see you in the next one.
Holla.